Hello YouTube. Today I am going to be teaching you how to actually make a double bubble column. Multiple vertical directions, up and down. If you look up a tutorial on YouTube, the ways that they tell you just aren't true. It's not as complicated as everybody says. But they sell it as that's the only way to do it, and that's how it's supposed to look. And it ends up being really ugly a lot of the times. So today I'm going to be fixing that. Let me grab my materials. So what they tell you is that the column has to be made out of glass. That's just not true. It just isn't. You can do any solid block. Literally any. I could do jelly cubes. I could do concrete. I could do wool if I wanted to. It just doesn't have to be made of glass, which is the #1 problem I have with bubble columns and that they build in YouTube tutorials. That's just not true. So I'm going to show you how they make it look, versus how to actually do it. Sorry, I should have been doing that instead of, talking. Anyway, you do need fences. Well, actually probably not. But I'm gonna figure out a way to do it without them. Anyway, my biggest problem with this is because it just doesn't fit into the aesthetic of a lot of builds. Say I have a castle, right? Say I build a castle. Well, it's really tall, right? There's a lot of stories. Of course, there's a staircase, but I want a more efficient way, a bubble column. Well, this glass pillar would look very out of place in this build. Well, I want to make it out of cobblestone. I can do that. They act like you can't, but you can. And then, of course, you do need magma for going down and soul sand for going up. I like to use sand and kelp. But here, I'm going to be using cobblestone as a demonstration. So this is how YouTube tells you to do it. Go down 3 times. Oh, not it. Place your sand after placing the 2 soul sand. And they tell you to place your glass. And then, sorry, gotta crouch to do that. They tell you to place, I don't know, there's this button on my Nintendo Switch controller. It's broken. Anyway, they tell you to do this. It's very crappy. It looks horrible no matter what glass. Of course, I need the continuity. I seriously need the continuity mod, but I'm on a Nintendo Switch. I don't know if it's on a Nintendo Switch. I'm going to have to look that up because it would seriously be helpful for aesthetics because glass looks awful in vanilla Minecraft. Anyway, they tell you to do this. So that's just this Soundscapes book. We do not need that, obviously. Not everybody will even have that. They tell you to place your water at the top. That is correct. You are supposed to do that. Then you have to put source blocks by putting kelp there. Then you go down to the bottom. You break that kelp and replace that with a thing of your choice. How this is the standard bubble column, right? Like this. Open that up, and then it jets you up to the top. This just doesn't need to look like that. This is how you can do it, and it is the most simple way to do it. Literally just straight up, you can use any block. They act like you have to use glass. It's just not true. I don't know why I needed a long form video for this. I could have made a YouTube short, but I just think it's very important because it's ruined a lot of people's builds. I've heard a lot of friends complain. It just doesn't match the aesthetic, but it's very useful. The bubble column is. Well, I'm here to save the day and tell you it's just not necessary. You can make it aesthetic. Literally all you need is the source blocks and the water. That's literally all you need. And of course a phaseable block like this, like pillow oak. And then right here. Place the water. This one I made a down. It works for both, but I just decided to make a downforce. Water. Why can I never talk? Bubble column. Sorry. Anyway, it pulls you down like that. Very, very useful. Anyway, yeah, so this looks way better. And of course, if you break those. So those are necessary. Of course, there probably is other blocks that you could use. Just yet to find them. You can keep them open just to walk in. Of course, this wouldn't be what that's for. Say I have right here. Let's do this. Okay, I do not know what I'm doing. Hold up. I do know what I'm doing. Sorry, I just, very clumsy today. Let me just build this as a demonstration. This is how to make a multi-story bubble column. It's very simple. You literally just build a second bubble column entrance. That's it. I do not know why this is going to be like 10 minutes long. It's unnecessary, but sorry about that, guys. Then you have to fill that with source blocks, obviously. Oh, break that. And now, I'm on the second story. I want to get the first one without taking any damage. Boom. Alright. That's literally it. This video feels kind of pointless, but not really. Because, like, this is just so ugly. This, of course, isn't very good looking, but you could make it work. I'm just trying to demonstrate that it does not have to be made out of glass. It does not have to look like this. You can literally use any block. I could have literally just said that in a short and it'd be done, but I didn't. All right, thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe and leave a comment for anything you want to see next. I am going to do multiple playthroughs, different worlds in Minecraft. Maybe hardcore? Probably not. Definitely survival, though. I do like survival mode. I'm not a boring person, but hardcore, I've tried it a few times. Did not ever go out well. I think my best world was 34 days. I felt so sad losing that world. I mean, some of these people have thousands of days, but... So, that's the tutorial. Okay, bye.